Okay. So we just finished talking about the two different parts that make up the cylinder. We have two end circles. Okay, two end circles and the barrel. So looking at your net diagram, here's the circles on the ends. And we're going to draw them in the middle just because it's safer that way. Excuse me. Here's a circle, there's a circle, and in the middle we have the barrel. So let's label that barrel. It is a rectangle, which we use L times W for. But the length and the width are kind of special. Okay. So here we have our length, which equals 2 pi r. And up top, we have our width, which equals the height of the cylinder. So we just took our cylinder and put it sideways. That's all, just to help us with the drawing. Okay. So for our formula, the surface area equals two circles plus one rectangle, or the barrel. It's first time printing too, I see. One circle is pi r squared, and we need 2 pi r squared for two circles. Now rectangle is length times width, so we'd have 2 pi r times h, 2 pi r h. Maybe I'm lying to you. Please check your formula sheet now and see if I just screwed up or not. Did I screw it up? Nah, I can't screw that one up. Okay, so here we have the area of the top and the area of the base. That makes our two circles right there. Please write down your formula sheet. Okay, that's our two circles. And the area of the side is 2 pi r h. That's our rectangle. And we put them all together, add them all up. Okay. Good. Let's go back then to our notes. Let's use this now. We have here surface area for the above cylinder. So write your formula. Surface area equals 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. 2 times pi, the radius is 5, so we substitute in. So FSS. Times 2 times pi times the radius of 5 times a height of 10. We're just substituting in the numbers from the dimensions that are given to us on the diagram. The last step now is to start to solve, and we should do this in 2 steps. Okay. So the first part, we have to do our exponents first. So our 5 squared must be done. What's the value for 5 squared?
25.
25. How come it's not 10?
Because 5 squared is multiplying 5 by 5.
That's right, it's 5 times 5. So we have 25 at the back and a 2 at the front. What's 25 times 2? 50. So we write our number first, our letter second. So 50 times pi, it's what's left over, but we don't want to do that because that's too hard. Good. On the back, we're going to do all our multiplications, so multiply all your numbers together. What do you got? 2 times 5 times 10? Or what about 10 times 5 times 2? Does that give you a different answer? Not at all. Multiplication can be done in any order. So we get 100 times pi, or 100 pies. So the baker says to you, I give you 50 pies, then I give you 100 pies. How many pies do you have? And there's your final answer. Done. That easy, folks. Don't make it hard. 150 pi. Good. Any questions? How many people really want to go to the decimal? Well, we're going to practice it anyways, just because I want to make sure you can use your calculator. Although it's just, not a very impressive skill, but whatever. Make sure you can find your pi button. Round to the nearest hundredth. Go. Find the decimal, please, just to make sure we can do it, although it's not a very important skill. Yep. Yep. Make sure you get a calculator this weekend, okay? No calculators on quizzes anymore. No cell phones on quizzes. Calculators, yes. Cell phones, no. But for today, cell phones, fine. So, okay, straight up, use your pi button, not 3.14. 150 times pi. Answer. Good. Now round properly. So what's the nearest hundredth? What number are we looking to see if we round up or down with? With 3. So that's the hundredth. Look to the right. Is it higher than 5?
Yeah.
Good. So the answer is 471.24. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Think I care too much about the decimal answer? Nah, not really. Can't really do too much math with that because it's just an approximation, right? It's a guess. But we can do tons of stuff, and we do later on. Some cool stuff with that. All right? Good. Let's go on then. Next one, we're going to start by writing down the formula. See if you haven't memorized yet. Okay, you don't have to, but it really makes it easy if you do. And think about the different pieces. That'll help you. Okay. What should we do to our diagram first? Looking at dimensions, what should we find? Yeah, okay, so that's the diameter. Radius equals 8. Okay, go for it. Substitute in, do this all yourself, see what you can do. Okay, look above to help you out. Right? Model the equation up above. Okay, so 8 times 8 is 64, and we should have 2 of them, so it'd be 128, is that correct?
Yeah.
Good. On the back, multiply 8 times 4 times 2, any order, 432, 64.
Yeah.
Okay. Add them up, what do we get?
192.
192 pies. Okay, so that's a multiplication. Units, I did forget them up above, so we should add them in. This is centimeters squared, and up above, I believe it was meters squared. Okay. Now, I know you guys love going to your decimals, and we should practice it, just to make sure we can do that. Let's round to the nearest tenth. Go for it. Here we go. Final answer, Lavers.
693.
Nearest tenth, though, will be the first decimal place. Okay? You round to the nearest hundredth. So be 0.2. Yeah, there you go. Good. Any questions at all about cylinders? Any? You guys good? Okay. Your homework, you only have 2, but make sure you can do them well, okay? Let's go over here to composite cubes, pardon me. So we got 1 cube. The surface area of a cube, first of all, what we do is find the area of 1 square. All right. So we find the area of 1 square face. And how many sides are there on a cube that are identical? 6. Often with a cube, think of a dice. A dice has 6 sides. Okay. Good. So we have 6 times the area of 1 face. So for us, we go 6 times 4 squared. And we always have to go exponents first. Okay, so 4 squared is 16. So what our calculator is doing is going 6 times 16. We want to make sure we're following BEDMAS. And the calculator does it automatically for us. But when you're doing other math stuff, you need to know the order. Okay, so 6 times 16, 96 centimeters squared. Any questions about this? Find the area of 1 square face and then count how many faces you have. We're going to do the same thing for the next one. First of all, what's the area of 1 face or 1 square? We say the dimensions are 5 centimeters. So 5 by 5 by 5 by 5 on our cube. Okay. Area equals 5 squared, which is 25 centimeters squared. Okay. Pretty simple. Right? 1 square is 25 centimeters squared. How many faces are exposed? So you want to basically ask yourself here is how many faces are covered? Sometimes flipping the question around like that can really help. Then you can answer the question, how many are exposed? So normally on the cube on the right, it should have 6 faces. But this face on the left side is covered up. So how many faces are exposed then? Only 5, because 1 is covered. What about this cube over here? How many are exposed? 5. So altogether then, for all the cubes, both of them, how many are exposed? 10. Look at each cube separate. Okay, that will help you. Good. So now we can find the total surface area of this compound shape. We will take 10 faces, times it by 25 centimeters squared each. And what does it equal? 250 centimeters squared. Okay. Any questions? All right. Okay, go ahead, find A and B. When you're doing B, I'm going to specifically ask you how many of each cube, how many faces on each cube. So do each cube separate and then total it up for B. Okay? Go for it. Okay, so let's look at our object. This yellow cube here on the right, how many faces are exposed? Miss Testa, how many are exposed for this one on the left, the pink one? 5. This blue one at the back, how many are exposed? Michelle? Good. This green one, how many are exposed? Jack? 3. All together then, John? 18. Good job. Okay. So to find the total surface area then, we take 18 faces times 36 centimeters squared each face. (648 centimeters squared). Okay. How many people got that? Any questions about that? Good to go? Read the next question. Underline the stuff that's different. Just read it and underline what's different. So what's different now is I tell you the area of the face, right? Each square has an area of 26 millimeters squared. So it's actually saving you a step there. Okay, go ahead, finish it off. Go. Okay. 468, hands up if you got that. Good. Any questions? All right, so C is a little bit different now as well. Say we take this shape up, hit it with a sledgehammer, it falls apart into all these individual cubes. How many exposed faces would there be? Well, we have 4 cubes times 6 faces each times 26 meters squared for each face. So the first multiplication tells us how many faces there are. Then we can multiply it by the area of each face to figure out our total area. (624 millimeters squared). Okay, so once we break it apart, all those once covered faces are now open to the air. So this is important, especially for biology, when you're talking about surface area, and especially with chemistry as well. When you break into smaller pieces, there's more surface area, means reactions are going to happen faster. Okay. Any questions? What we need to do then is fix our homework. We have this right here should be 54. Okay, so that should be 54. 63 is wrong. It should be 54. So please turn, I think it's 3 pages, until you see this section. It says answers, big square box. Please fix that answer to 54. If someone gets 63, please let me know, but I have a feeling that it's wrong. Okay, the other answers were fixed, but that one fell through the cracks. Okay, so this is the last page of your homework. You should have everything in your homework done up till this section. So you kind of got 2 parts. I gave you some time to work on the first part, which is review, and then we have the new section, which is cylinders and composite cubes, and you finish on this page. Any questions? All right, you got lots of time. Get out or go. Use it wisely.